All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. On behalf of the National Career Development Association, welcome to NCDA's webinar series. We are pleased that you have all joined us today. Before we get started, I want to share some technical information for you. During the webinar, your microphone will be muted. We encourage any questions to be typed into the chat section, which can be found on the lower section of your screen. Our presenters will address those questions at the end of the webinar. And as we go, individuals who signed up for the webinar can log into their NCDA account on the NCDA website to view their CEU certificate beginning next week. Groups that are attending will need to return their sign-in sheets to me in order to receive their certificates. This program is approved for 1 contact hour of continuing education. If you have any questions on continuing education, you can contact me, Alicia Cheek, at NCDA headquarters. My contact information was included in your webinar instructions email. And I now would like to turn it over to Diana Bailey, who is the chair of the NCDA Government Relations Committee. Diana?
Thanks, Alicia, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm thrilled to have this program this year. It's a great way to end January. It's a cold, rainy, foggy, snowy day. So it's a great day for an NCDA webinar with our special friends from CareerOneStop. And I wanted to especially thank Shirley Finlinson for joining us today too. She's been a contact as the liaison to the advisory committee, of which Dr. Janet Wall and I've been a member, turns out for over 10 years, which I didn't realize it was that long. But NCDA was always pleased to have that opportunity to provide input to a very important process. And so when our friends agreed to do this for us this year, we were especially pleased. Congratulations to Shirley on her upcoming retirement, although NCDA is not so happy to see you go. It will miss you at the conferences, but we congratulate you on all the work you've done for NCDA and others for over the years. And a welcome to Tricia Dahlman, who's part of the One Stop team, who's supporting our speaker today. So with that, I'll be staffing the chat box and we'll provide questions to Kelly at any time or through the end. So feel free to add them in the chat box. We often have a lively discussion in there, but wanted to mention too that Kelly's been with CareerOneStop for over 15 years. And so we value her valuable experience that she's going to be sharing with us today. And thank you again, Kelly, for sharing your PowerPoints with us after the webinar as well. So with that, it's all yours, Kelly.
All right, great. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Kelly Tenner. I work with CareerOneStop, and I'm just going to give you a little overview in case you don't know, but CareerOneStop is a U.S. Department of Labor Employment and Training Administration website. So the grant to run this website comes through the state of Minnesota. So I am in Minnesota, and it's actually quite sunny out today, which I'm pleased about because the sun around this time of year is really appreciated because I think it's like 10 degrees out or something. So I'm going to give you the presentation on CareerOneStop today and specifically on resources that we have that we think can help you in this current pandemic. We know that everything has changed. Everything is fluid right now, and it's hard to know how to work with people, what's going on, what can I do to make it easier for people. And so I'm hoping that some of these resources can give you assistance on that. Are you able to see my screen right now?
We are not seeing your screen, Kelly.
Okay.
You go to share, and then my screen at the top, it should get it started. There it goes.
Can you see it now? All right. There, are we good, Alicia?
Yes, ma'am, you're all set.
Thank you so much. So CareerOneStop is, like I mentioned, the U.S. Department of Labor, so it is national. And our goal is to provide the most up-to-date current national information for you regarding education, training, and jobs. We want to offer tools for job seekers, students, businesses, and career professionals. And we want to make sure that it's something that can help you help others. So in the current climate, we know that we obviously have a work environment that is different. We've been all introduced to the glory of virtual meetings. We've got increased unemployment. We've got people seeking training. We've got a number of people on unemployment. We've got a pandemic response. We're all wearing masks. So how do we as career counselors help people? We have so many people in so many different situations. So CareerOneStop has tried to take some of this information and knowledge that we're gaining from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, from state labor market information offices, and incorporate it into our resources. So I'm going to go over a couple of the newer websites. My cat may meow during this to cheer me on. And I hope that you find this beneficial. And as Alicia mentioned, I will send the PowerPoint and some documents out for you to be able to see. So this is the home website. And on the website, you can see that it's all broken out into 5 categories at the top, along with a resources tab. So you can explore careers, you can find training, you can do job search, you can do find local help. There's a toolkit, which I'll show you later, and then there's resources. And at the footer of the website, you'll be able to see a list of all of the different websites that we offer. But the first one that I'm going to show you today is employment recovery. So we looked at our statistics for the website, and we had 24 million visits to the website with 170 million page views. So we know that people are accessing this information and using the information, hopefully, to help them. And what we want to do is be your assistant. We know that you're probably dealing with a lot of people right now, and maybe these resources can help you to do your job a little bit easier. We really hope that this will help you. Since March, we've had a huge spike in COVID-related questions. Our unemployment website has just got numerous hits. Google has contacted us to help them create FAQs for unemployment. So we've been pretty involved in that, and it's been good for us. And some of the biggest searches that people have been using other than that unemployment are our scholarship finder, our interest assessment, our job finder, obviously, and career videos, all of which I will show you during this presentation. So the employment recovery portal is a lot of similar information to what's in the CareerOneStop portal. We just make it specific to this audience, people who are seeking employment in this recovery phase of the pandemic. So I lost my job, my hours were cut, I was laid off because the restaurants couldn't be open in my state. Whatever it may be, we're hoping that this website can give you some information that would be beneficial for you. So you can find all of the unemployment information for each state, plus you can find resources for housing assistance, food assistance, healthcare assistance. You can find information on jobs, how to do a resume, how to network, all in this time of pandemic. So when you break it down, everything can be found under the different tabs. I'm only showing you screenshots and the PowerPoint today because going out to the website is a little iffy on our virtual meetings sometimes, so I didn't want to have that become an issue. The first tool that I will mention is under the Find a Job Now section, and it is called Find a Remote Job. So what we've done is taken our regular job finder and we've done some background analysis and figured out how to pull out jobs that are work from home. So when you put in a keyword and a location into the remote job finder, all the jobs that you find will be remote jobs. We think this is really going to be a great tool for people because a lot of people just don't want to go back to work right now. They're scared, or as I mentioned before, they don't have a job that they can go to right now. A lot of the restaurant industries and hospitality industries just have laid off all their workers. And so thinking about other jobs that you can do if you aren't able to, support yourself on unemployment or other assistance, this is a great tool to check out and find a remote job. Another great resource on this website that I would like to show you is the State Resource Finder. The State Resource Finder, as I mentioned before, will help you find any type of information like healthcare, housing, food, any other providers that might be offering assistance for employment in your state, in addition to unemployment specifically. So if somebody has some questions about getting housing help, or maybe they need some mental health assistance because they're lonely, not being able to leave their house, all of these types of resources can be found in the State Resource Finder, which is under the heading Unemployment and Other Benefits. Another section under the Find a Job Now that I want to point out is that we have an area called Which Employers Are Hiring Right Now. And the BLS kind of helped us determine this, but a lot of the jobs that are currently hiring, and in some cases growing, are healthcare, warehousing, delivery, grocery stores and pharmacies, IT support as things are going online and people are getting food delivered and needing more medical care because of people being sick. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to get jobs, although it might not be in the same industry that they're in now. You can also get resources on networking along the left-hand side, how to update your resume, how interview tips, and switching careers. So this is a great section for you to check out if you have customers who maybe aren't sure what to do now, and they can't go back to their job because it's not available to go back to at this time. So that brings us to, back to the home site of CareerOneStop. I want to show you another couple tools that are going to be really helpful for you. The toolkit at the top, which is the fourth red arrow over in the blue bar on top, is where you can find all the different tools that CareerOneStop offers. I think we have around 60 right now, perhaps, but they're all under headings which can help you find them. You can also find the tools by going through the content areas themselves, but if you just want the tools, the toolkit is a great source and place for you to easily remember how to find things. So you can see that under careers, we have our interest assessment, our fastest growing jobs, work values matcher. Under training, you can get the scholarship finder or the certification finder, skills or skills matcher, and etc. So this is just one way we tried to organize the website for you to help you find resources more easily. One tool that I do want to show you is the job finder. Now, this is different than the job finder in the remote section. This job finder will actually find all jobs, whether they're remote or not. So if somebody doesn't specifically want a remote job, then you would want to use our regular Find a Job tool. And this will just, again, allow you to put in a job title or keyword and a location to find a job. In our job finder, we actually pull all the jobs from the National Labor Exchange, which is where employers can enter jobs, or it pulls all the jobs from each individual state job bank. There's also a drop-down option for you to switch and look at different jobs, such as jobs posted through Indeed or Career Builder. so you can do all your job search from all different resources in one place. There's also filters and other options that you have. So we want you to know about this, and if you need it, you have access to it. One of our most popular tools and most beneficial in my opinion is our occupation profile. Now the occupation profile is all information regarding a specific job. So on our occupation profile search page, you can enter a career by keyword and put in a location if you choose, and it's going to give you a full page of data. It's going to give you a description of the job. It's going to give you an outlook. It's going to give you projected employment, typical education requirements, wages in your area or national wages, a list of knowledge, skills, and abilities, which is great information to put on a resume. So if you have somebody, for instance, who was a welder and they're like, well, I don't know what to put in my list of skills, or I don't know what to put on my resume. Well, this tool will give you a list of all the different skills that you might not even realize that you have. And information for related occupations, and link, and also right here tell you if there's going to be jobs in the future, etc. There's also this career video right here. So if somebody doesn't want to read all this information, they can just watch this 2-minute career video, and it'll kind of summarize it for them in a nice and quick way. As I'm talking about career videos, I'll show you our career video library. This has been one of our cooler projects. We used to have a whole bunch of videos, and they were produced, some maybe in, I don't even know, the 90s, 2000s. I'm not sure when they were produced, maybe the 80s even. But they were all done, and that's what we linked to. So what we did is decided, you know what, we're going to redo these career videos, and we're going to make them exciting and hip, and we're going to make them up to date. So we created, I believe, 500 new career videos at this point, and also put them with Spanish translations. We have skill and ability videos. We have tutorial videos on how to use different portions of our website, which we are looking at growing. And we also have career cluster videos. Oops. So the videos cover over 1,000 different occupations, and 520 videos was the last number that I have. So that's pretty great information for you, and people love watching them because you can really get a lot of information in a short period of time. The resume guide is another resource that we offer under the job search section of the main website. You can also find resume information in other areas of the website too, but this is the main resume guide. And this guide will actually walk you through the entire resume process, why you need a good resume, the best resume for you, sample resumes, sample cover letters, tips, everything you need to make a great resume so that you can post it to your state job bank or apply for jobs online. Another tool that we want to share with you is our interest assessment. We have 2 versions of our interest assessment. One we have on our main website, and one we have on our Get My Future website for youth. It has a couple more pictures in it to make it a little bit more entertaining for younger people to use, but they both get you to the same end result. These are based on the RIASEC codes, RIASEC, if any of you have heard of those. And basically, you just go through and do a short assessment of 30 questions. The Get My Future one might be 20 questions. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it'll help people figure out what they're interested in. Whereas most people just jump on the bandwagon and say, I need a job, I need a job. Well, that maybe won't keep them satisfied. But if you figure out what you're interested in, then you might be a little more inclined to enjoy what you're doing. In addition to what you might be interested in, where do your skills lie? What kind of skills do I have? Well, the Skills Matcher is a tool that allows you to analyze your skills, and it's going to give you information after you finish the 40 questions to see a list of jobs that are a good match for you based on your unique set of skills. So your customer now knows what they're interested in, where their skills are. They know all the different wage data for these jobs. And so when they come and talk to you, they're so much more knowledgeable about what they're interested in and what they can do, and that you can actually really help them in their career search better.
Yeah, Kelly, I've got a comment from Natalie in Maryland. So it says, sometimes I wish sometimes I wish the career cluster videos and transferable skills could be shared with employers, so job candidates applying for a different job title are most appreciated by hiring folks. Do you have any feedback on that, or is that just? Or that may just be a comment. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess the question is, I don't know how to respond to that, but if you could say that for me, I can think about it after this and see if we can get an answer to her.
Thank you.
All right. Yep. All right. So we've covered interests. We've covered skills. Now the third and most recent tool added to our little trio of tools is the Work Values Matcher. So the Work Values Matcher is a card sort tool to determine where your work values lie. What is the most important thing to you in your work? You know, for one person, it might be helping others. For others, it might be career advancement or working independently. And these things can help you figure out what job would be better for you in some cases. So again, knowing what you're looking for going into a career search is a great tool to help a career counselor such as us to help them to the best of our ability. So we think that, you know, before your customers come in, or if you have a way that you communicate with them, have them complete some of these tools so their mind is really thinking, and what do I value? What am I interested in? Where are my skills? And we think that, you know, that could be a great way to get conversations started when you're helping clients. Another tool that I want to show you is our skills transferability tool. It's called My Skills, My Future. And this has been around for a while, but it's still so important and relevant to our current times. So what you do is you enter your current or past job and click the red button. And it's going to do everything else for you. So if you're, you know, laid off, if you're trying to identify related careers to explore, let's say you were an accountant and you cannot find a job as an accountant. Well, what other jobs do you qualify for? What other jobs have the same skill set that you have? So it kind of, you know, is a think outside the box tool. And once you complete the skills transfer and find your career matches, it's going to give you careers with similar skills. It's going to allow you to explore those careers, see related certifications, see training available, and link you to actual jobs that are available within those careers.
And Kelly, I have another question. It's related to transferable skills. And the question is, were employers or hiring folks included in developing the transferable job opportunities?
So this tool, I think, was developed in 2010. So right now, the skills transferability is based specifically on KSAs, knowledge, skills, and abilities from ONET careers. So ONET defines the knowledge, skills, and abilities. When you put that in, the system takes those KSAs and figures out where they transfer to. And then let's say it's, you know, accountant. I don't know, that's the only thing that keeps popping in my head for some reason. So what it'll do then is pull out all the jobs that are posted in the current region for accountant. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and
So
go ahead.
okay, so basically, an employer would have had to have posted the job for it to be included, but the KSAs are what determine the transferability itself.
Okay, and
So
I have another, yeah, and I have another question from Lisa, and she asked if you can review how to get to the find a job now and then find a remote job area of the site.
Okay, I'm going to go out to the live site after I get through with the PowerPoint, and I'll kind of show you, because it's hard to show you when you're on a PowerPoint slide. But I will show you where all that is when I get through this, okay?
I think that's good. I'm sure
right.
that'll be fine with the participants. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, so as I mentioned before, on the remote job finder employment recovery site, we have information for unemployment, but we also have an unemployment finder. So if you're looking for how to apply for unemployment insurance in a specific state, you can just go to this tool. It'll show you where the state's unemployment insurance page is. It'll give you information on how to file a claim online, how to file a claim by telephone number. And we've also added a new section for state resources related to the pandemic. So I believe almost every state has a page that people can go to. We find that with the high numbers of unemployment going on right now, people get desperate and just want to talk to somebody, anybody to try to get some assistance. So being able to link them to this and showing them, you know, that they're on the right page, they're on the right track, there is somebody out there trying to help them, we feel that people are a little bit more assured that somebody is on their side and working for them. The local training finder is another tool that people can use to find training. We know that when you go on unemployment, you usually qualify for your state's WIOA program in some way, shape, or form, depending on the state, depending on income levels, etc. But when you're out of a job, you might want to go back and get training. So when you go to a new job, maybe you want to start something new. Maybe you want to get a certification. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you want to go get a CNA or nursing degree. Maybe you want to go get your GED. Well, the local training finder tool under the Find Training section gives you all this type of information. It allows you to search for training programs, colleges, universities. There's also information in here for scholarships, financial aid, and this is a great resource for you to have if you want to find local training programs for your clients. Another tool that could be beneficial for your clients is the Professional Association Finder. So again, I'm going to use accountant. Maybe there's a professional association for accountants. So you can put accountant in and search, and it'll give you a list of all the professional associations. Now, while this may be beneficial is because a lot of professional associations have their own job posting system. So maybe the National Association of Accountants has some job postings that you might not know about because they weren't posted anywhere else. So it's just, again, another thinking outside of the box tool way for you to help your customers do some job search. All right. This is the result of the American Job Center Finder. So Again, when a customer is looking to apply for, some sort of free training, wants assistance with their resume, a resource that they can use is their American Job Center. So in the picture I have showing here, I just put in Minnesota, and it brings up all 47 Minnesota offices, gives you their phone number, their hours. It tells you if they have a business rep, a veterans rep. You can get directions to the office, etc. So you can find any American Job Center this way on the American Job Center Finder tool. Another resource that we have is the Business Finder. So the Business Finder is third-party data that we actually pay for to give to you. And what it does is you can put in a keyword and a location or select an industry, and it's going to locate businesses that may or may not be hiring in your field. So again, I'm going to use accountant. You could put in accountant and put in your zip code, and it's going to give you a list of businesses in your area that have hired an accountant in the past, or that have may hire an accountant. It's, again, another outside of the box tool for you to be proactive. Well, you know what? You might not be able to find a job posting, but why don't you go contact these 10 companies and see if by any chance they may be hiring or need some help. So you could also use this for, contacting different companies or sending out your resume or whatever you may want to use it for. But every business in the nation is listed here, and there's a numerous amount of value that could provide in multiple different forms. A new page that we've started to maintain and update as much as we can is counselor resources. So here is where we have been putting some of our more recent webinars and PowerPoints. We have printable curriculum, we have instructional videos, and also, again, just some of our more popular tools that we think that career advisors use. So more than likely, this PowerPoint will probably go here. We are also doing some workforce GPS PowerPoints coming up over the next couple of months that will probably be here. And I think that one of these or two of these are some of the handouts that I might actually send you as well. So just a good resource to bookmark to see what's new or what can be helpful to me as a counselor. Our outreach materials page is where we store all of our brochures and PowerPoints and handouts and flyers and webinars. So we have it sorted here. If you are a counselor, then you can click on the counselors training section and you'll find different brochures and PDFs that you can download. We also will mail them to you. Although I'm not in the office right now, eventually we will be, hopefully, and can mail those out to you. But for now, you can print and download as many as you want to hand out to your customers. We also have a newsroom where you can go to find news, to find our current Connections newsletter, sign up for the newsletter, blog, any type of outreach you can find under that section, and I'll show you where all that is when I go to the live site as well. Linked to us is a section where you can put information about our website onto your website. So we have logos. If you just want to put a logo somewhere that users can click to it, you can do that, and we give you the HTML code and everything you need. If you want to put a little widget on your website, it looks like a little box. You can just copy the code and put the job search widget, for example, somewhere in your website. We have web APIs where it's a little more involved. You need to have somebody who has coding knowledge and capability, but you could actually recreate an entire job search on your own website. And then we also have data downloads. So if you want to take one of our data sets and analyze it or use it to build a tool, that is also available for you.
There's a comment here, Kelly. NCDA has a private practitioners consistency group, and they're creating a resource page too. Would you like one of the NCDA trustees to share our resources with someone within OneStop?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who should that be? Do you know?
Absolutely.
Who
You
should
can send it to me.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. All right. We do have a social media presence. So trying to, share and figure out how we can communicate all this information to as many people as possible, because again, it's free and we want people to use it and be knowledgeable in their job search and education search. So we are on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. You can find all of our career videos on our YouTube channel, actually. So that's pretty cool, I think. So that's all I have in the PowerPoint, but now I would like to, I think, go out to the live site. I think that would be beneficial to show you guys. So.
And while Kelly's setting up, I've got a comment here from Carla, who's from Kentucky, and that she used that platform with her ACES platform for the high school students, and that they love it. It's a very practical tool. Great.
That's great. We love hearing that. All right. Can you still see my screen now with the live site?
Not yet.
Okay. I think I have to be going and share it again.
Still showing the PowerPoint.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Great. Do you want
Can you
another
see
question?
that?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want the question
right.
again, or do you know what you want to do?
I'm just going to run through and kind of give you show you where everything is on the main site, and then we can hit up some questions if that's cool.
That's cool.
All right. So here is the main page, and it's long, so that's why I can't ever fit it on a PowerPoint slide. But here's your tabs right here to sort for anything. The entire website is translatable into Spanish, so you can translate it into Spanish up in the upper right-hand corner. And you can also enter anything in our search box as well. Here's the different resources we have found here for people, getting back to work, entry-level workers, 55-plus workers, young adults, workers with disabilities. So basically, we've created portals for specific audiences. If you have a customer that you're working with where you want to really focus in, this is how you can do that. All of our career videos can be found on the home page. We have top questions, our most popular pages, news, and then the footer, I think, is important to where you can find mostly everything, especially our sites. So, for instance, the employment recovery site that I showed you is right here. So you just click on employment recovery, and that's going to bring you to the employment recovery site. And then you can go under Find a Job Now, and that is where the remote job finder is. So if you're on the regular CareerOneStop page and you want to just do the regular job search, you just click job search and can do the job search from there. But again, all the different websites are in the bottom. So if you want to go to the Credential Center, Disaster, Ex-Offenders, Get My Future, they're all found right here in the footer, along with employment recovery. And then here is the news center. This is where you can access the blog, outreach materials, the newsroom. Here's all the social media. Here is the developer section where I mentioned you could link to us, get the data downloads, access the API, the widgets or the logos. Here's our help section. If anybody you ever wanted to cite this website or find out where the data is coming from, or if you had a question, you can check the help section. And yeah, so if you want to throw some questions at me now, that would be great.
Yeah.
I can try to answer them for you.
Sure. I have a question from Sue, and she wants to know how the skills matcher and my skills, my future are different.
Okay, so the skills matcher, I'll show you here, is where you are actually going to identify the skill level yourself. So administration and management, I'm pretty advanced in that. Biology, nope. Body coordination, nope, I'm going to call. Building and construction, maybe not. So here you're actually going to go through and evaluate your own skills, whereas on my skills, my future, it's going to automatically do it based on the KSAs associated with that job. So let's say that I was a welder and I cannot find a job as a welder. So let's see where my skills transfer. Based on the knowledge, skills, and abilities identified by ONET under welders, other jobs that have those same identified knowledge, skills, and abilities are sheet metal workers, pattern makers, pipe fitters, cabinet makers. So this tool is based specifically on identified KSAs, whereas the skill matcher is you actually personally identifying your skill level. Does that make sense, I hope? And again, you can find my skills, my future in the footer of the website, and you can find the skills matcher in the toolkit. So that's how I found those items.
And Sue says, yes, thank you.
All right,
if others have questions or some area they'd like to see again or have Kelly to go over again. Someone asked a question about the tabs, but I think that was a while back.
Okay. Yeah, so the tabs for each portal will contain different resources. So on the main CareerOneStop website, explore careers, find self-assessments, learn about careers, plan your career. But when you're on the employment recovery website, you'll notice that the tabs are different. So that's because this portal is specific to employment recovery, whereas the main CareerOneStop portal is more general to everyday exploring careers, education, and job search.
Okay, another comment is, so if the field has transferability, the individual skill level might be very low and not transferable?
I think that they're talking about the skills matcher. So the skills matcher, if you identify everything as beginner, perhaps, I'm thinking that you're thinking, then you're not going to get a very good match for a job based on your skills, because there's no way to determine where that would lie if you didn't, really think about it and identify your skills correctly. And we use these. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, finish your thought.
Oh, I was just going to say, we try to put in some ideas in here to identify if you're a beginner, skilled, expert, because what we found is that a lot of times people think, they're really an expert at something, but really they're not. So when you're, for existence identifying your skills in administration and management. Well, does that mean you can complete a timesheet, or does that mean you can manage a $10 million company? So, we really want you to think about your skill level really, before you just put in all experts. And by doing that, you're going to get the best results.
Carol has a question. Is there an assessment to address soft skills or employability skills?
Soft skills, wouldn't we love that? It's been thought of and mentioned for gosh, as many years as I can remember. And I don't think that there's any way to really measure soft skills in an online way. I don't know if Tricia has any thoughts about that, or.
Yeah, Kelly, I think you're right. It's definitely something we would love to do, because I know soft skills and are important. We are developing some video content around it, just so that we have some content around it, but assessment tool is something we need to think more about for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. And there was another comment, I think it went back to the transferable skills page, but the comment is, so you have to be able to quote unquote blow your horn a little bit to demonstrate your skills. Yeah.
Yeah, because and it's the same thing. If you just say I'm skilled at everything, then there's no way that algorithm is really going to be able to pull out where your skills really lie.
Mm-hmm. And this question is for Alicia. Marcy wants to know if the recording will be sent to us as well as the PowerPoint.
Yes, the recording and the PowerPoint will be sent to everybody that is registered. Great.
I thought so, but I wanted to be sure about the recording too. Okay. Any other questions or anything else you'd like Kelly to show you? Marcy's also asking, is the career counselor resources and the PowerPoints webinars free to career counselors?
Everything is free on our website. Everything is free.
Lucky that. We need it these days. And again, Marcy's excited. She said, wow, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's one of the great things about our website, and why we try to get it out, share it with everybody, because you don't have to pay for it like you do for most websites. So we really want you to know, we want it to help you. We want it to be your assistant. You can email us anytime. We have a contact us page. If you have any questions or need assistance, I'm the one who answers it. So it's pretty easy to get to me, but my contact information is also in the PowerPoint. And I will throw together some brochures and the PowerPoint, and I'll even, I'll put the link to the counselor resource page in there as well. And then if you guys think of anything else, just let Diana or Alicia know, and they know how to get to me as well.
Well, and I'll be honest, I mentioned in the beginning, I've worked with the advisory committee for 10 years. And I did want to say that you're a group of people that really wanted this to be a good resource for practitioners and customers. So I've always enjoyed working with you. I've always worked with special populations, so that I know that you've been always very attentive to the workforce preparation needs of any special population, but also rocket scientists. So you're really looking at the full breadth of workforce development. So I had a compliment here from Marcy. She's helping her mom today, so I'm not showing the video, but I'm here and so happy to have this great learning opportunity. Well, Marcy, I'm glad you feel that way. So any other questions or comments? I didn't know if Shirley or Tricia had anything they wanted to add at the end here. I'm not seeing anything else in the chat box at the moment. Hearing that, each individual. Here's something from Tarita. Will each individual need to establish their own account?
There's no accounts on CareerOneStop, so you don't have to log in even. You just come here, access the data, If you do an assessment, you can either download it, print it, or save it to your desktop, whatever you want to do with it, but you won't have to log in. You don't have to remember a password. You can do anything as many times as you want.
I have an interesting comment from Sue. High IQ is often neglected special population. You're right, Sue. Thank you for that reminder. And also have a comment that so many countries around the world are trying to copy your efforts. Kudos. And let's see.
Great.
And another thank you from Amy. Thank you for sharing this with NCDA. As a reminder, I've been working with this a long time, and every time I see it, there's something new or I'd forgotten. So it's a constant renewal. So I appreciate that. Trisha or Shirley, anything you wanted to add? Hearing none. Again, just want to do one more shout out to Shirley and thank you for everything. And Kelly, thank you so much to NCD for being here with NCDA and so eagerly picking up our invitation. So thank you. And with that, I'll turn it back to Alicia.
Thank you, Diana, and thank you as well, Kelly. Just another quick recap for everybody. I've had several questions. I will be sending out a follow-up email tomorrow or Thursday. It will include the link to the webinar recording, the information about your continuing education units. Those will not be, you will not receive an actual certificate. It will be in your NCDA account. I'll include instructions in the follow-up email on how to access those, especially if you are not an NCDA member. And then it will also include any handouts or the PowerPoint from Kelly. So all of that will be emailed to you probably on Thursday of this week. And that's all that we have. Kelly and Diana, thank you both so much for joining us and for all of that great information.
All right. Well, thank you so much.